South Central and Lucas split 2 games a year ago. The Trojans defeated the Cubs 39-35 at the beginning of the regular season, but the Cubs got the better of them in tournament play, winning 34-26 in the district semifinals. Tonight, a chance of revenge for South Central as they come to Lucas to take on the Cubs. It's Lucas taking on South Central coming up next.
Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cub Cave at Lucas as the Cubs look to take on South Central in a battle of unbeatens. I am Brian Harder along with Greg Collins, and this is a game that is really continuing a series that over the last few years has developed into quite a rivalry, and Lucas has had the upper hand as of late. South Central coming in 6-0, Lucas 4-0 on the young season. Even though this game is in December, it could have tournament implications when it comes to seeding.
Well, you're right, exactly. And when you look at last year, you made the comment that the teams split. Well, the teams did split, and since it's a non-league game, the most important game comes tournament time. So there's a very good chance that regardless of what happens tonight, obviously the winning team has an advantage maybe in seeding, but there's a good chance they're going to face each other again come February.
South Central holds a 20-10 advantage in the all-time series between these two schools, but it really comes down to what have you done lately, and Lucas has been that team, especially when it comes to back-to-back district championships. Now, Brett Seidel, if a lot of people remember, was a very good player when he played back in the day, and his son is running this team from the point guard position.
And Brett's coach, Pat Durham, is his assistant coach right now. So they got good hands right there. But his son, a 3-year letterman. Boy, anytime you have a coach's son on the court, they know the game. They've been around the game so much. And now here he is in his 4th year in a varsity uniform. That's major.
Now, he told me when we talked earlier today, and I asked him about what it's like having your son play for you, and he said, in some ways it's special, but in other ways it can be very difficult because you have a tendency to be harder on your own kid. But he has he's benefited from the fact that his older brother played for Brett Seidel as well, and he says he took a lot of that abuse, and now it's a little bit easier for Sam to run the reins of his alma mater.
Well, I can tell you it was a lot easier for me because I coached against my son. So it was easy to come home, especially if our team won. But coaching your son, it's got to be difficult, but you're right. You got to make sure as a parent, as a coach, that you leave it on the basketball floor. And obviously they do a great job with that. But the one that probably suffers the most is the mom.
South Central started the season, as we said, 6-0. 3 Trojans are scoring in double figures. Isaac Blair is averaging 17 points a game. Caden Haller, 11 points per night, and Sam Seidel at 11. Isaac Blair, he made an interesting comparison, did Brett Seidel. He compared him to Terrell Pryor. Now, he compared him in that it doesn't look like he's very fast, but he's one of those guys who's deceptively quick and can just get by you. And this is a team that is really anchored at the guard position.
Well, it certainly is guard strong. And, I think most of us I'm looking forward to seeing tonight, but I just thought it was going to be a team that Sam Seidel was going to be the leading scorer, and they had some other complementary scorers with him. But Isaac Blair has been obviously a scorer this season. He's a returning letterman. They've got 2 other guys that are returning lettermen besides Sam Seidel. But again, with Sam with 3 years experience, that's major. But to come in with a couple other players with 1 year experience that are proven scorers, that's big.
Now, I asked him what he felt were the keys for tonight's game if they were going to come out of this matchup with a victory. And he pointed to a lot of things that we have mentioned quite a bit this season. One is shot selection. They have to do a very good job of getting good shots against a team that plays good defense like Lucas does. And secondly, they have to be able to handle pressure the way that Taylor Eisman has coached this team to play.
Well, you look at both these teams tonight, both of them are giving up 36, 37 points a game. So both of them have played very good defense this season. We saw Lucas last year, 2 or 3 times maybe. They played great defense. That's what I think Lucas is known for right now. So, hey, I can understand that. You have to come down and get a good shot every time because your possessions are going to be limited compared to a game that's going to be up and down like we saw probably last night.
Now, I had an opportunity earlier tonight to sit down and talk with Taylor Eisman and get his thoughts on tonight's game. Now, we did a game here last year, and because of COVID, it was unusually quiet. This is the Cub Cave that I'm used to seeing down here. This has got to be nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just our 2nd game this year, but we expect a big crowd tonight. And it's just such a cool place to play and get a bunch of people in here. It's a great atmosphere for the kids, and just a good place for a game like we hope to have tonight.
And it's nice to be able to see the community come back and support these kids. I mean, when I was down here, I remember that this town really eats, drinks, and sleeps, not just basketball, but football and baseball as well, as you well know.
Yeah, we just have a ton of support. The community just does so much for our kids, and they enjoy the heck out of it when we have successful teams. And we've been fortunate the last few years. We've had really good athletic teams on both the boys and girls sides. And, we had a girls game in here this afternoon. A lot of fans here for that. Our girls picked up a win over Central Christian. And then, again, like I said, we expect a big crowd tonight. And hopefully we play well.
Now, it doesn't hurt that you have South Central coming in. I mean, and you guys have a history. Last year you guys split, but you won the game that mattered.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day about it. When we play South Central, there's always a lot on the line. It's not a league game. We don't play them twice But it's early, and this game carries a lot of weight when it comes to tournament seeding. If you're able to get this win on your resume for either side, you're just in a good spot going into the tournament draw. And then obviously the next time you play them in the tournament, it's always big because it's win or go home. But we've had really, really good regular season games and then probably even better tournament games the last few years. So it's just always a good game. Coach Seidel does a great job. They've had really good players, and they're really good again this year.
Now, you knew you weren't going to get away from me without me mentioning this. 104 career wins, your 7th season as the head coach. The 104 wins is the most in school history. Having been a part of this program as a player and kind of growing up here, what does that mean to you?
It's special. It's something I'll be more excited about when it's all said and done. And like I said, it's something cool. Obviously, it's special to me because I'm from here, but that's just a testament to the kids that I've had and the groups that I've had. I've really enjoyed the heck out of it. And like I said, we've had a lot of good teams, and we've done a lot of good things. And that just kind of comes along with it. But it's cool to say, but it'll be more enjoyable once I can look back on everything. And but right now I'm more focused on what's at hand.
Now, you're still a young guy, so the fans are expecting you to stick around and get that total up well over 104.
Well, that's, you think of a guy like Coach Baylog, who I have a ton of respect for, but, man, you think about how many wins that guy had, and it's crazy to think. I feel like I've been here for a long time now, but to get to those levels of the Sheldons and the Baylogs, man, that's a lot of basketball to think about. But just makes you respect those guys that much more and what they do. And, those guys are reasons why I do what I do. So,
well, congratulations on the milestone, and good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There was head coach Taylor Eisman of the Lucas Cubs, and I enjoy coming down here because I had the opportunity to coach Taylor when he was in junior high, when Todd Krill was running the varsity program. And this team plays the way that he played. They say that players and coaches and teams become a reflection of their coaches, and this team is a reflection of Taylor Eisman.
And that's nice to have. That's what a coach wants to have, somebody that or a team out there that plays like he played, with the effort, the energy. That's why he went into coaching, because of the effort, the energy that he put in. He felt good about it. You obviously did a great job of mentoring him, and here he is coaching a successful team.
Now, as far as keys for tonight's game for Lucas, and again, this is that similar theme. They have to take care of the basketball. That is something that, as playing against a team like South Central that will get up and give you a little bit of pressure, they have to make sure they don't turn the ball over, and they have to protect a team that South Central, they are guard heavy, so they like to penetrate inside.
Well, they're only averaging 8 turnovers a game, so if they can keep it at 8, that would be phenomenal. We saw a game last night where it was in the high, or just under 20, I think the total was. So that's big. But, yeah, when you're playing a guard-oriented team like South Central, you got to keep them into the paint. Once a team is able to get to the paint, they're able to break down the defense, and it creates some open three-point looks. It creates some driving lanes for easy baskets.
It's a very young team that Taylor Eisman will be putting on the floor tonight, and they'll take on a South Central team, as we said, 6-0, and they are coming in looking for revenge from that district loss in the final up at Willard. We're going to pause now for the playing and singing of our national anthem.
For the safety and comfort of all in attendance, please keep in mind that the Lucas local schools are a tobacco-free environment. We also remind you to please limit your movement in the bleachers to dead ball situations. The officials for this contest have been selected and assigned for the procedure. Please give a warm welcome to our team officials, Mr. Dana Shoulders, Mr. Ron Morton, and Mr. Marc Varga.
I don't see Dana Shoulders.
To honor America and the men and women protecting our freedoms around the world, we invite you to please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
We are back as we continue with our pregame show, which is brought to you by State Farm agent Marc Lamoreaux. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Trojans of South Central under the direction of head coach Brett Seidel. They are a guard-heavy offense, and they do not have they don't have a whole lot of size in this lineup. Caden Haller is one guard. He averages 11 points a game, a 5'9 senior. Sam Seidel is another senior, 10 points a game, 4 assists, and 4 steals per night. He is joined by Isaac Blair. He's their leading scorer, 17 points per game and almost 6 rebounds per contest. Hagan Adams is one of the other guards, almost 8 points a game and 10 rebounds per game at 6'1". And Brandon Mitchell, their starting forward, 5 points and 4 rebounds per game. He rounds out the starting lineup for South Central. For the Lucas Cubs, under the direction of head coach Taylor Eisman, their backcourt, Andrew Finello, averages 5 points a game. Corbin Toms, one of the Toms brothers, averages 17 points. He had 24 in their win over St. Pete's. Rest of the starting lineup, Logan Toms averages 10 a game. Aiden Culler averages 9. He had 12 against the Spartans. And Andrew Smolin rounds out the starting lineup. He averages 5 points per game. Neither team, Coach, as we look at this game tonight, neither team with a whole lot of size, a little bit of contrast in what we saw last night at Pete Henry.
Yeah, but it's so much more fun, at least to me, to see an open game. And you're going to see guards that like to penetrate. Now, when you look at South Central, I think they're more apt to shoot the three. They're apt to penetrate, maybe kick for a three, as they have a couple of players that have many more three-point attempts than they do two. Where when you look at Lucas, it looks like they want to get to the basket and try to finish.
Now, whenever you come down to Lucas, whatever the sport, it is not unusual to see brothers playing at the same time. And this version of the Lucas Cubs is no exception. The Toms brothers, Corbin and Logan. Corbin is a junior. Again, he's their leading scorer, had 24 last night in a win over St. Pete's. He averages 17 per night. And Logan Toms is their leading rebounder at only 6'1". So these two guys obviously have been playing basketball together for a long time, and they have the opportunity to take the floor playing varsity for the Lucas Cubs.
And they have their father as one of the coaches that has coached them for years. And a couple of guys that, you know, besides playing here at Lucas, I've seen them play in the summer. I've seen them play AAU basketball. You're right. They play a lot of basketball. I really think if I'm South Central, one of the keys is how do we contain the Toms? How do we contain those two young men? They're football players that have been successful. They compete. They find a way to score, and they have been successful this year.
Brett Seidel told me when we were talking about that district matchup up at Willard that he was caught a little bit off guard, that Lucas tried to slow the game down. He said there were possessions where Lucas had the ball for like 2 to 3 minutes as they really tried to control tempo. It was not a high-scoring team last year that Lucas put on the floor, and they like to create offense with their defense.
And, well, I remember from last year's Lucas team, a lot of these guys, you know, played, but they had some pretty good ball handlers last year. So it's going to be a little bit different this year with some new guys handling that kind of pressure, and you know that South Central can't have that happen. They don't want that to happen today. I'm sure it was something they talked about this morning at shoot-around. We can't let them hold the basketball and be so patient. We got to get them out of their offensive sets. We got to create some turnovers. But Lucas is only averaging 8 so far in the season.
One thing that will also be a factor for South Central, they do not go deep into their bench. They only play 6 guys. So if Lucas tries to get up and down the floor, it's going to be a factor to see what they can do if they have to go to that bench over at South Central. Opening tip batted around, and they're going to jump it up again. South Central, as we said, 6-0. They're 4-0 in the Firelands Conference. They traveled to Crestview last night. Came home with a 59-40 win over the Cougars. It was the 16th win in a row against Crestview.
And Crestview is a pretty good basketball program. Coach Kurtz has done a very good job right there, so that is a good win for them. Right away we see South Central setting some ball screens but trying to get to the paint. You mentioned that one of the keys keeping them out of the paint. South Central's doing what they can trying to spread the court. Again, use the little ball screens, get to the paint. They finally do, but Lucas does a good job of pressuring the shot.
Seidel misses his first shot attempt of the game, and a turnover at the other end, and South Central will get the ball back. Seidel scored 18 in the win over Crestview.
Boy, it's nice to have a 3-year letterman with the ball in his hands running the show for you.
We've talked a lot this season about your love for point guards. There's 10 of them on the floor when you think about it right now.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
One thing that Brett Seidel really appreciates about his son, he called him a true point guard. He's not a guy who looks to score. He can, but he looks to facilitate and set up others and play good defense. And have a bump, and that'll be the first foul of the game called on Seidel.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how closely they call the game tonight. As you said, South Central is not deep, so they can't afford to get into foul trouble, especially a couple of key players, Seidel being one of them.
He told me they will play man.
Lucas is spreading the court, looking for some back cuts.
Down inside, the first bucket of the game by Andrew Finello.
Off of a great feed, nice cut, and gets a pass for a layup.
Finello, a 5'9" junior, one of the quote-unquote veterans on this team. 3 juniors and 2 sophomores in this lineup for Taylor Eisman.
The set you see right now by South Central is what they call a flex, doing a lot of screen-to-screener.
Brandon Mitchell gets South Central on the board.
Their first offensive rebound and being able to convert it into 2 points.
Well, we were down here a year ago, and you could hear a pin drop, and now they have fans in the stands, and you hear the cheerleaders, and you'll get the student section going, and it's nice to have fans back at the Cub Cave. Tough move on the block, and a foul is going to be called on Isaac Blair. Take a look at that first basket of the game for South Central. So Blair with 1 foul, Seidel with 1. Color, a 6'2" sophomore.
What very well could be a low-scoring game because both teams play good defense. Lucas has been prone to be very patient with the ball. Free throw shooting is going to be big.
Offensive rebound up and in by Logan Toms. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line. So as you like to say, he'll look for 3 the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, back in the day before there was a 3-point shot, and still I think most coaches would rather see it this way. I mean, a 3-point shot is great, but anybody that can power the ball inside, get fouled, and convert a 3 like that, that's big.
So the sophomore with the 3-point play, and Lucas on top by 4.
Good on-the-ball defense by Lucas. You'll notice both teams are switching ball screens. You can do that when you play a lot of guards, people about the same size.
Runner in the lane doesn't go by Blair. Offensive putback doesn't go either by Hagan Adams. And Lucas quickly pushes to the other end.
That's what I like to see. Even if you're going to be patient and run a set, push the ball down the court. You never know when you're going to get a cheap one, where a defensive guy is going to be lazy getting back. But if you don't have it, don't force it.
Offensive rebound by the Cubs, and a 3-pointer in the air, and no good by Corbin Toms. And South Central will push in transition.
Spreading the court, dribble penetration, not able to convert the short one.
thought about the three. And a short jumper and a misfire by Corbin Toms.
I think both teams are getting shots they want. They're just not falling early for them.
See who the foul is going to be called on. It's going to be on Color. That will be his first.
Nice cut.
Blair spins in the lane.
That was a good, that's not an easy shot. Turnaround jump shot right there with pressure. But first he came off a flex cut, a side cut, and got a nice pass for a post entry for the basket.
Block shot, and here come the Trojans with an opportunity to tie it with a 2. Blair. And the student section here at the Cub Cave let Blair know that put up an air ball. And a foul inside, and that's going to be called on Andrew Smolin.
Oh, they called a jump ball, I believe.
So you get a look at it here.
And the student section did not like the call.
Neither did Taylor Heisman.
Lucas has done a good job down here in the half court of keeping South Central from the paint.
Seidel for 3. And rebound pulled down by Smolin.
Brian, you have me keeping rebounds tonight, and I'm busy. There's been a lot of rebounds, a lot of missed shots.
Get the ball inside, and a block by Blair.
Nice cut, but a good recovery by South Central.
Haller for 3. Both teams have had the opportunity to knock down some shots. Swinging on the left side to Color.
This is patience. Remember, what did you say last year was a 2-minute possession or 2.5 minutes in tournament play? And I think Coach Eisman remembers that, and they're going to be patient.
Well, and it doesn't look like they're intentionally trying to take the air out of the ball, but as you said, they're just working and trying to find a good shot.
But
a lot of credit, too, to South Central. Pretty good defense.
Yeah, and you remember, it's so much more fun to play offense than defense. So the longer you have possession of the basketball, the more tired the defense is going to get, the more chance there's going to be a mental mistake, and the offense is going to try to capitalize it. It's just not easy to hold the ball for that long a time.
Blair with 2 more. He's got 4. And we're tied at 6 with 39 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Under the basket, and a foul as Ty Lenhart will go to the line.
It makes me think back to the days prior to the shot clock when Princeton would always have great run in the tournament or give a number 1 seed a great game because they were so patient with the basketball, and teams aren't used to seeing that.
Lenhart, a 6'1 junior. puts the Cubs back on top by 2. So Seidel will walk it up with 20 seconds to go in the quarter. And South Central will be very patient as the first 8 minutes is about to come to a close. Blair from about 8 feet. And Seidel launches, and that will do it. As the Cubs with a 2-point lead as we head to the second quarter. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. That's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Cubs up by 2 as we start the second quarter. They're trying to fix some things on the clock, and it is actually still at 0. Now we got everything set. Blair, who had 4 points in the first quarter.
Coming out of the timeout, South Central tried a backdoor play. Lucas took the initial backdoor away, but then South Central's able to connect right there.
Hagan Adams ties it up.
Nice set coming out of the timeout.
Logan Toms with a strong move. And another offensive rebound up and in by Lenhart, who now has 4.
Back to the flex.
3 in the air by Haller. And the miss pulled down by Corbin Toms. Finello in the lane. They'll give you space to shoot on the perimeter. And the 3 is launched and does not drop for Corbin Toms. Up ahead to Brandon Mitchell, but he can't get the handle, and the Cubs trying to add to their 2-point lead. And it's batted away. Seidel was standing on the baseline. Take a look at the offensive rebound on the previous possession. Toms thinking about the 3. They had too much time. Seidel for 3. There was contact, but an offensive rebound. And Hagan Adams unable to handle the pass.
Well, you notice that Lucas has a lot more patience at the offensive end. South Central's going to take a shot if they have it. Lucas might pass up a good shot, trying to get a better shot.
Timeout on the floor, 5:34 to go in the first half. The Cubs up 10-8. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from Lucas It's a battle of unbeatens as South Central at 6-0. They're 4-0 in the Firelands, and Lucas 4-0, 3-0 in the Mid-Buckeye Conference. Cubs started this week with a 62-30 win at Galleon, and they followed that with a 63-38 win at St. Pete's last night. Corbin Toms had 24 in the win over the Spartans as the Cubs improved to 4-0 on the season. There's a good look at Seidel, the point guard for South Central. And actually, that's Isaac Blair, number 3. And on the inbounds, a 3 in the air and misfired by Finello. And South Central with another opportunity to tie it up. 3 in the air by Ferber. And another rebound into the hands of Ty Lenhart.
This isn't easy on the South Central boys of staying down and playing defense, not getting frustrated. They've been doing a pretty decent job with it, but here they reach in and get the foul.
Foul was on Caden Haller. That's his first. Inbound to Logan Toms, but pretty good rotation by the Trojans. Inside to a flashing Finello and another whistle, and this is going to go to South Central.
Lucas being a little bit too aggressive on the offensive boards, but as a coach, that's what you want. You want him to attack the board, especially tonight where, neither team has really got the hot hand yet. No player's gotten the hot hand, certainly. So let's try to get them through the offensive boards if both teams are handling the ball well so you're not scoring off turnovers.
Lenhart gets only the second team foul for Lucas.
Here's a chance for a transition.
Up ahead, an off-balance shot by Finello doesn't go. So when they get opportunities, and there you see they're going to call the foul. Well, they're going to call that foul. It's going to be on Blair.
Yeah, he pushed off at the very end trying to get the ball back. He just lost his dribble, but that's 2 straight turnovers for South Central, but still only 3 for the basketball game. Both teams are doing a good job of handling the basketball.
Now Isaac Blair, their leading scorer, that's his second foul. 3 in the air and in by Aiden Culler. Culler now with 4. The lead is up to 5. Seidel at the other end. But an offensive rebound, and again, South Central unable to capitalize on the offensive glass. Tom spins inside. They're going to call it for a travel.
It was a nice post entry and a good move besides moving your feet a little bit.
So another turnover for the Cubs. They still have a 5-point lead, 3:48 to go in the second quarter.
Close to a 5 count.
Blair spins in the paint.
Nice move. Just dribbled his man down close to the lane, a nice turnaround jump shot.
Blair now leads all scorers with 6. And the left-handed shot by Logan Toms doesn't go.
South Central a little quicker getting down the court.
Blair for 3. And the rebound pulled down by Corbin Thompson. One thing you'll notice with Lucas, with their lack of size. Everybody crashes the glass. And I believe that's going to be a reach on Haller. That will be his second.
Well, I think you're right.
Oh, are they going to call the foul, or are they going to? No, they're just going to give it to Lucas out of bounds.
But when you have a smaller team, you better rebound by committee. And both teams do a good job of trying to rebound by committee.
Now that's going to be a foul on Haller, and that'll be his second. So he's got 2, and Blair has 2. And that's 17 fouls on South Central, so that will send Corbin Toms to the line. Toms averages 17 points a game, and he has yet to score.
Here comes a set by South Central. Again, I'd be surprised if it isn't something that they try to get the ball to the paint through by a dribble. Lucas doing a good job of cutting down penetration.
Seidel launches a 3, and Lucas takes it the other way. Toms inside, kicks it out. Smolin for 3, and he misfires. Blair thought about using a ball screen, but attacks the baseline instead.
Good ball reversal.
And Mitchell can't connect, and a foul, and I think that's going to go on Seidel. That will be his second. No, they're going to call that on Lucas. It'll be on Corbin Toms. That'll be his first.
Good post defense that time. Number 10, Carl Farber, trying to back in, just couldn't get there. Nice bank shot.
Blair now with 8, and it's a 1-point ball game.
.50 seconds left. Conceivably, Lucas could hold this for the last shot. Yep, doesn't have. Oops.
Well, they were trying to, but they're going to get the foul called on Smolin. It's only the 4th team foul for Lucas with 41 seconds to go before halftime.
Now, in a low-scoring game like this, South Central has been shooting it certainly quicker than Lucas, but I could see them maybe trying to go for a last shot here, but they're going to continue to be aggressive. Lucas gets the steal. Away.
And Lucas with an opportunity to push, and an offensive rebound doesn't fall for Logan Toms, and South Central now with a golden opportunity up ahead to Blair. So Blair now with 10, and the Trojans on top by 1, and a foul. Now it's going to be on Seidel, so that will be his second. So Haller has 2, Seidel has 2, and Blair has 2. Culler at the line, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got 4 points. McCullough with an opportunity to give the Cubs a 1-point lead. And they will guard in the full court. Goes out of bounds, and it goes to Lucas. So the Cubs with an opportunity here right before halftime to add to a 1-point lead. So this could be a big break here for Lucas as they get it under their own basket.
This would certainly help with momentum going into halftime if they could score here.
Launched, and it will not go. And that will do it. The first 2 quarters in the books. Lucas 15 and South Central 14. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. Welcome to our halftime show, which is brought to you by State Farm agent Marc Lamoreaux. Lucas with a 1-point lead, 15-14. And if you're looking for offensive fireworks, we have the equivalent of a pitcher's duel here tonight at Lucas.
Yeah, and part of it is good defense, and part of it is just missed shots.
As we take a look at the numbers, there's really nothing that's going to jump off the page, although Lucas is winning this game because of what they're doing from the line.
Well, and both teams are really playing pretty good on-the-ball defense, trying to keep the opponents from dribble penetrating into the paint. Lucas Of course, showing a lot of patience, getting the ball inside much more than what South Central is. Thus, they've gone to the free throw line a little bit more than South Central. But, you know, neither team is getting easy baskets, whether it's off turnovers and layups or whether it's off offensive rebounds and putbacks. Every basket that is scored, they have to work for tonight.
We will take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have a special guest with us as we finish our halftime show. The Cubs up by 1. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
We are back here at Lucas High School, and we're joined by John Spencer, who is now, we're going to call you retired, right?
I guess.
Semi-retired?
Yeah, I guess semi-retired would be the best way to describe it.
A lot of people in North Central Ohio have known John Spencer or know of his writing for years at the Mansfield News Journal, and you and I go all the way back to the mid-'80s. I worked at the News Journal part-time when I was in high school, and John Spencer – Jake Furr and I were talking about this yesterday, and I call it the glory days of the News Journal. When you guys had you had T.E. McHale, you had Steve Eichinger, yourself, and everybody had what really amounts to a beat at the News Journal covering, and you were really covering Lexington sports, if I recall, at that time.
But Brian would take a red pen to my copy when he saw misspelled words and or thought it could have been written better this way. So, yeah, we go way back.
So Jake and I also talked about just kind of the evolution of the newspaper business, and it's a lot different now, obviously, with the advent of the internet and social media. Talk about what you have seen over the last 30 years and how that has really changed from back then to now.
Well, really, just in the last maybe 5 years, it's become more digital, like you said, the internet, and we're trying, our bosses, our ownership, trying to get people to go more to their iPads or their computers to read the paper. I don't know how much longer print journalism is actually going to be around where you can physically pick up a newspaper. But now if you go on our website, you've got more copy, more stories, more photo galleries, more videos than you could ever get into a newspaper. Obviously more copy. And now that we are all owned. Most of the papers in Ohio are owned by Gannett now. So we've got the Columbus Dispatch, the Akron Beacon Journal, the Canton Repository. You can read their stuff on our website too. So things have really, really changed. And just locally, we're partners now with the Times Gazette in Ashland and the Bucyrus Telegraph Forum. And all their copy runs in our paper too. So it's really like having a huge sports staff because Bucyrus is working with us and Marion and Ashland. So that's 4 or 5 sports writers right there. And we could run as many, like last night I think we had 7 or 8 basketball game stories on our website. Now, not all of that fits into the actual newspaper, but if you go to our website, and I know that's tough for some people that are used to just reading the physical paper as opposed to looking at a computer, especially as you get to be older like myself.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, and I know you have to get back to the game because you're working, but you retired, and the News Journal All-Star Game was really your baby, but
Right.
you retired. What are you doing now?
Nothing.
You're still
I'm talking to you. That's my job. But yeah, hopefully I can help Jake out this year with the All-Star Game. He did a great job last year in his first year in charge. So I'm looking forward to getting back into working with him on that as well.
I know you're cut for time, so we'll let you go. Thanks for joining us, John Spencer, the Mansfield News Journal. We'll let you go ahead and hand your headset over to Greg Collins, and we'll make sure he gets back to work as well.
Right.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you,
John.
Brian.
John Spencer of the News Journal I won't say formerly of the News Journal because he still does some work for them, and that's what he's down here for.
Are we going to
tonight.
sing happy birthday to him, though? It's his birthday.
It is John Spencer's birthday today.
Should we? I mean, I think they
you
should
have
stop
told
the
me
game
that.
and get the. Yeah, he said he's 21.
He's 21, I think, times 3. So the Cubs with a 1-point lead as we start the third quarter. I wish we'd have had more time because I know there's a lot of stories that John Spencer can tell just about the teams that he has covered over the years here in North Central Ohio.
I'm not even sure if you had time to talk about the whole Urban Meyer incident down there. He could probably fill you in on maybe not what happened in Jacksonville, but tell you about Urban.
Well, that was one of the teams that he covered for years was Ohio State, and John, one of the really good guys in the media business here in North Central Ohio. A 3 in the air and good by Corbin Toms. And the Cubs with a 4-point lead to start the third quarter.
At the end of the first half when Lucas was up 5 and South Central scored a couple of baskets, it just seemed like a run. In a low-scoring game, 2 baskets seems like a run.
Cubs a little more aggressive here at the offensive end. It goes out of bounds. It will be off of the Cubs. There you see the 3 that started the third quarter. Neither one of these teams really lighting up the scoreboard in the first half. Both teams, though, scoring between 55 and 60 points a game on the season.
But again, as we mentioned at halftime, yeah, neither team is shooting extremely well, but both teams are playing pretty good defense. That's a move we saw in the first half. A good move right there. The lane opened up, chance to go one-on-one, use his strength, jump over the defender, and score really a tough little jumper.
Brandon Mitchell now with 4, and South Central pulls to within a pair. Tom's thought about the 3. Finello. Little shot fake in the lane.
So Finello says, well, if they can do it, then I can do it.
So we have offensive outbursts on both ends of the floor. Off-balance shot goes out of bounds. They're going to call a traveling violation, so a turnover for South Central as we look at the Finello basket.
Again, when you go one-on-one and take your guy into the lane, you know you can body up defensively. That's a tough jump shot to have a turnaround jumper.
Try to go back inside.
Good interior defense that time.
Blair, who leads all scorers with 10, spins in the lane and cannot get it to drop, but an offensive rebound and a foul. That'll be called on Smolin. That's his second.
Yeah, we mentioned at halftime, when you're going to have a low-scoring game, a close low-scoring game, anytime you can get some easy points. Offensive rebounding is a chance to get some easy putbacks or get fouled, go to the free throw line.
Brandon Mitchell hits the first free throw of the game for South Central. Mitchell, a 6-foot junior. He hits them both. Toms will lay up inside.
Nice, strong move. That's the first time we've seen the lane open up that much where he could get to the paint and get to the basket and finish.
Toms now with 5, and he pushes the lead back to 4. Blair with nowhere to go as the defense collapsed on him. And a rebound falls into the hands of Corbin Toms. Cubs in transition. And Logan Toms now with 7, and the lead is 6. Blair with a tough shot on the baseline, but another offensive rebound by the Trojans. And another opportunity, and Taylor Eisman not happy as Blair hits a 3.
And that's the best kind of 3 to shoot when it's an inside-out pass. That's what so many players practice with a coach underneath or another player or a girlfriend feeding you from under the basket. That time it was an inside-out pass, stepped into it nicely. I'm sure you had your girlfriend feeding you, but most of us had to have a coach or pay somebody.
Foul inside as you see Taylor Eisman. He was not happy at that offensive rebound at the other end. He felt it should have been a foul. Foul was on Seidel. That's his 3rd, and he's got to come out. He has not scored tonight. He averages 10 a game, but he runs the offense and really facilitates things from the point guard spot.
Exactly. That's a lot of experience going to the bench right there. Good on-the-ball defense, good help, good recovery that possession for South Central.
3 in the air by Color. And these teams, you can tell the rivalry that has really developed between these two schools. Good, hard battles inside.
Yep.
This almost has the intensity of a tournament game. Each team values each possession. There, it's thrown out of bounds. Talk about valuing the basketball, and he throws it away. Ball batted away, out of bounds, and it's going to go to South Central.
Almost a steal. Good hustle.
Yeah, that's tournament intensity right there. And this is what both coaches bring to this program, a hard-nosed point guard mentality. Tough shot doesn't go by Ferber. And Lucas again looking to add to a 3-point cushion. Toms was looking inside, goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Lucas.
He was looking for the lob. I think he's lucky the ball was tipped out of bounds because South Central had that defended inside. They are fronting the post and had good weak side, backside help.
You almost threw it over here to me.
Yeah.
Three in the air by Toms, doesn't go.
Great hustle by Toms.
Nice look inside. And almost a three-point play the old-fashioned way. A foul committed by Hagan Adams. That's his second.
Fouls on South Central's Hagan Adams, his second. At the line, shooting 2 for the Cubs, Corbin Toms.
So Corbin Toms will shoot a pair, and he gets the roll on the first one.
Well, Lucas has been to the line much more than South Central tonight, but they're doing more and a better job of trying to get the ball into the post via the pass, and that's where a lot of the fouls are occurring. South Central is more on the perimeter trying to get there through the dribble penetration. Lucas is willing to get there through the pass.
Blair with an off-balance shot, and it falls, and a timeout called by Brett Seidel. Watch this shot, a nice athletic move by Blair. And he now leads all scorers with 15. And we've been talking a lot about the point guard play, but Blair is really putting on a show as he has 15, and it's now a three-point ball game.
And where would they be without him tonight? Obviously, he's their leading scorer, so he's a proven scorer. But tonight, he is the one guy that's been pretty consistent, and he's been able to create his shot.
Not very big. It's 6 foot, but able to elevate, get off the floor. Averages 17 points per game, and he's got 15 already with 1:49 to go in the third quarter.
The way things are going, he's going to have to exceed his average if they're going to be in this basketball game late.
Smolin up top with a minute and a half to go. Ball tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Lucas. Toms. Tom spins in the lane. And Logan Toms with 2 more.
That was a nice move, getting to the basket, using his strength and athletic ability to elevate over the defense to score.
Blair for 3. And Blair has really struggled for as well as he has played. His points really coming from in the paint. He has struggled from the perimeter.
And that time it was good closeout. It was, he had to get that shot off, I think, a little bit quicker than what he wanted to. And being that uncomfortable, it just takes you out of your comfort level, obviously, in shooting the 3, and shot it a little bit quicker than he wanted.
Nice look inside.
Nice pass, nice cut.
Corbin Toms puts the Cubs up by 7. And a three-pointer by Ferber in the air. They're going to say it was 2. His foot was on the line. Seven seconds to go. Three-pointer in the air by Toms. And that will do it as we head to the fourth quarter. Lucas 30 and South Central 26. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Taylor Eisman, the head coach of the Lucas Cubs, reached a milestone this week in beating Gallion. He got his 103rd career victory. That vaulted him to number 1 on the school's all-time wins list. And he plans on adding many more wins to that column here at Lucas. Congratulations to Taylor on a very good accomplishment here at his alma mater. And an offensive foul, or a defensive foul. Blair is going to go to the line for a three-point opportunity and a chance to tie this game up.
Now, Brian, I don't know, but do you know who he passed?
I can tell you who he passed.
The research guy will find that.
John Houck, who guided the Cubs from 1949 to 1956.
Okay. So that record was there for a long time. Big three-point play to start the quarter for South Central. You know, a 5-point deficit in a low-scoring game where both teams are struggling to score. The defense has been so good. It's a lot more comfortable when you're only down 2.
18 points for Isaac Blair.
Watch Corbin Toms here. He's trying to post up. Now he has to move out, and they bring another player in. But Lucas really doing a good job of trying to post players up, getting the ball inside. Here's a post feed.
Smolin from the baseline. Tough shot. Nice defense by Blair. Seidel back on the floor with 3 personal fouls. Misfire by Ferber and a whistle and a foul.
I think Coach Seidel would like to see maybe a little bit more ball reversal. They're doing a lot of catching and trying to dribble penetrate, which is what they do. But the help side defense for Lucas has been so good that, and the on-the-ball defense has been good, that they're just not able to get to the basket. Ball reversal, it opens up lanes at least quicker for a short time, and you can maybe take advantage of them.
3 in the air by Smolin. And Andrew Smolin with his first points of the ball game, and he pushes the lead back to 5. Just when South Central thinks they're close, Lucas comes up with a big basket. 3 in the air by Ferber, and Ferber answers at the other end. And Ferber now with 5, a timeout taken by South Central as the Cubs with a 2-point lead after the three-pointer by Carl Ferber. And I tell you, this, as we've talked about all night long, the rivalry that has really developed between these two schools, you can sense how important both coaches know this game is right now.
And you don't always find that in non-league basketball games, but obviously these teams know that there's a good chance they'll see each other come sectional time also.
Lucas got a big win over St. Peter's, 63-38. That's the only common opponent that these two teams have this year. They beat St. Pete's last night 63-38. And Crestview knocked them off at the beginning of the season 73-21.
South Central, both teams had their way with Mansfield St. Peter's. So that, it's tough to compare that way. I'm sure the coaches and the players probably this morning saw a little bit of film of their opponents, but do you think that maybe they remember them from last year?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Nice shot fake. And Ty Lenhart.
A nice shot fake, but a great job just getting down there and using a pump fake and using his strength to get a little opening for a basket.
Seidel may have gotten away with a travel.
Now we're getting a little bit more ball reversal by South Central. I would think this would open up quicker ball revert, a little bit easier for ball penetration.
Blair misfires. And the Cubs with 5 minutes to go with a 4-point lead. Lenhart for three. Tough shot inside, doesn't go by Ferber.
And good check out by Lucas.
Lenhart with an offensive foul.
Good ball reversal.
And you can tell he just dipped that left shoulder. That's the second personal on Lenhart, so he'll come out. Aiden Culler comes back in. Culler with 6 points. There's Brett Seidel, who owns a little bit of history with the Mansfield News Journal All-Star Game. Seidel.
He just can't find a basket
He
tonight.
cannot. Brett Seidel, the coach, scored 27 points in the 95 All-Star game. All of those in the fourth quarter.
Holy cow.
Talk about a scoring point guard.
Yeah.
A foul.
What do they call? Timeout?
Foul was called on Andrew Smolin. That's his third.
They call a foul or a timeout there?
Well, let's see. They have not given him
Both?
the foul. Haven't given it on the scoreboard yet, but timeout on the floor. There's a good look at Brett Seidel. 27 points in one quarter. I don't care what level. That's a lot of offense.
I'm not sure if James Harden has done that, and he's passing a lot more this year, but in years past when he was shooting every possession, I'm not sure 27.
He's in his 13th season as the head coach of the Trojans. He has 174 career wins.
Now answer me this. Was his high school coach Pat Durham the coach of the
Yes.
News? Okay, well all right.
Now I asked
So
him,
he had the green light, you're telling me.
I asked him about his relationship with Pat Durham, and he said basically he's been in his life since he was 11.
Yeah.
He played for him in AAU. He coached with him. He played for him. He said they have a love-hate relationship. And he said last year during the first matchup with Lucas, they both were under quarantine because of contact tracing.
Oh, my gosh.
And they were quarantined together. So they're watching the game being live streamed, and he said they were yelling and screaming at the television screen. I could get the image in my head of him and Pat Durham abusing a television set in somebody's family room.
Well, I think it's a great combination.
Foul's going to be called on Hagan Adams, and that's his third. And what a resource to have a guy like Pat Durham sitting beside you. There's a good look at Pat Durham. He got most of his career wins at South Central, also coached at Clear Fork and St. Pete's. 346 career wins.
When I was first hired at Lexington, they told me that, and Pat was coaching at Clear Fork, they told me at Lexington it didn't matter how good you were, we were always going to split with Pat Durham and Clear Fork. That was the best we can do. Pat was an outstanding coach.
Seidel at the other end. And a huge rebound by the Cubs. They're up by 4, 2:46 to go.
4-point lead, 2:42 to go. Usually is not much, but the patience that Lucas has shown the ability to handle the basketball and not turn it over. South Central does not have a lot of possessions left in this game.
Logan Toms, you can tell, is thinking about launching at three. Falls in the lane, and Taylor Eisman was saying he was trying to get a timeout call. The possession arrow goes to Lucas. So how did you do in those matchups with Pat Durham?
I can't remember. How's that for an answer? I misremember.
We will let our viewers read between the lines.
Now you see South Central coming with a little bit more pressure. They know Lucas will, if they could, if South Central would let them, they'll hold the ball for the remainder of the game, obviously. There's still a few fouls away from a one-on-one. I believe Seidel's the only one with a few fouls.
Seidel's got 3, and Hagan Adams has 3.
Okay.
And a foul inside, and I believe that's going to be on Ferber, and if it is, that'll be 3 on him. Yep, it's on Carl Ferber.
So if you're South Central still with 1:46 left, you want to be aggressive. Now, if you have to foul, you have to foul, but you don't want to do it without going for the basketball. Be aggressive. Try to force the turnover.
Toms with a runner inside. Makes it a 6-point game with 1:33 to go.
I see South Central right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they score with Coach Seidel would call a timeout.
Possession kept alive. And a foul is going to keep it. No, it's going to send it to the other end of the floor. It's going to be on South Central. The foul is on Ferber, and that's his 4th. And a technical foul has just been called on Brett Seidel. Seidel coaches with the intensity that he played with. And he wants an explanation from the official.
And there's a good piece of officiating right there. Ron Moten comes over and tells Artie Varga, who gave the technical right there, hey, just go away, walk away, and let Ron listen to it. I know as a coach, we just get frustrated, and you probably were the same way. You just want to yell at anybody that's close to you.
Well, and unfortunately, as the coach, the official's not going to change his mind.
Right, exactly.
You want to go out and you want to plead your case, and you want to stand up for your team, and in some cases, it fires up your team. You can do that on purpose at times. I doubt that was the case here. Tom's at the line with the 11.
The question that Coach has right now is it a one-on-one? I see on the board it says 17 fouls. So would it be a one-on-one as well as the technical free throws? This is obviously the technical free throws.
So now the Cubs will get the ball out of bounds, so that might answer your question. So Lucas up by 7 with 1:18 to go. Smolin wisely passes up the 3. Now they're just going to make South Central come after them. Almost got away with a foul, and the Lucas faithful wants a foul called. And I believe that's going to be on Seidel. That will be his 4th.
And that's where the other players have to understand. There's 3 players out there for South Central with 3 fouls. Those other 2, you got to be the ones to foul. If you're going to foul, you have to be the ones to foul.
Finello at the line for the first time tonight.
And
foul is going to be called, I believe, on Lenhart.
Yeah, foul, but that's only their fourth team foul. So, you know, Lucas can still stay aggressive right here. They're still 2 fouls away from even having to be close to the one-on-one situation. So they can still play aggressive. Don't give up open threes. Just be aggressive on the ball.
We're going to call an offensive foul on Hayden Haller. And that's something else defensive coaches love, is when you step in and take a charge.
And you don't see that much anymore. Yeah, you never really see it. It's tough to ask a young man to step in and take a defensive charge. The good teams do it, though.
Toms takes the inbound, and he's fouled. If it's on Seidel, he's done.
And he's walking towards the bench right now.
So Sam Seidel will foul out. He was held scoreless, and he leaves with South Central down by 7 with 45 seconds to go.
Well, Sam had a tough night. I know this is one he'd like to forget, and I'm sure tomorrow he's going to wake up and hope that he gets a chance to play Lucas again come tournament time.
Toms misfires from the free throw line. He's now 2 for 4 from the stripe tonight. And that one, his 13th point, pushes the lead to 8. And both teams battling down to the end. And you can see the frustration for South Central, and you can see the emotion. And
you know, but I think the players are handling it better than the fans. You know, the players are just playing hard.
Long three in the air by Hagan. Adams doesn't go. It goes out of bounds. It will go to Lucas.
And I think they have a foul called. Being aggressive, trying to get the loose basketball.
And that's 5 on Carl Ferber, so he fouls out. There you see the Lucas Cubs faithful on their feet with a lot to cheer about with 27 seconds to go. Color 3 for 4 from the line tonight. The sophomore has 6 points. Cubs are 25 seconds away from going 5-0. Blair with an offensive rebound. And a full timeout taken with 16 seconds to go. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from the Cub Cave, and Lucas in good shape with 16 seconds to go, up by 7.
Well, if you're Brett Seidel, you know you can't take the timeouts with you. You want to use the entire 32 minutes as a learning experience. They obviously, over the years, have not been in this situation very often. This year at all, where they're behind. You know, he wants to make sure, hey, gentlemen, we're going to play the entire 32 minutes. I'm going to coach the entire 32 minutes.
What's next for South Central? They'll return home next Wednesday to host Western Reserve. Lucas, on the other hand, they'll get a break until the 28th of December when they'll take part in the first Federal Holiday Showcase at Berlin Highland High School. So they'll get a chance to catch their breath after getting their 5th win of the season.
Do we know who they're matched up with
We
in
do
Berlin?
not.
Well, 16.8 seconds left, but these players will shake hands and say, hey, see you in a couple of months.
Yep, they will probably meet again in that district tournament up in Willard. And that has been the MO, and Lucas has had the upper hand the last couple seasons. Corbin Tom's back at the line. Blair with 5 seconds to go. And that'll do it. Lucas with a 41-33 win over South Central. We'll be back to wrap it up after this. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to this song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
And where? What do you say? The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. Time now for our player of the game. It is sophomore Logan Toms, 13 points on the night and some big free throws down the stretch. Congratulations on a big win, and you guys are starting to develop a nice little rivalry with South Central. Talk about what you guys brought into this as far as preparation and what you took from last year's district final win.
We knew it was going to be a good game because this team's really good and we've played them the last 3 years. We knew they were going to work hard, so we had to match their intensity, but also do the little things, make layups and free throws, which we struggled a little bit tonight. But last year it was a good game, low-scoring game, so we knew if we could hold them to less points, and because we've struggled a little bit offensively this year, so we knew if we came in and played good defense, we'd be able to win.
Now, some teams will downplay this and say, well, it's just a game in December. It really doesn't mean anything. But you could see on both sides of the floor, you guys were going after it pretty hard.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be close, but we just knew if we played to win and not played not to lose at the end, because, you know, a team like that can score, we knew we had to keep attacking and being aggressive so we didn't let them come back.
Now, they also kind of mirror what you guys do. Defensively, they have a lot of guards. You guys have a lot of guards, but both teams really do a nice job of rebounding the basketball.
Yeah, that's a good way to get some easy points is attacking the board. So we knew if we could do that, it'd give us a better chance of winning.
Now, you guys have a nice little break. You don't play again until the 28th of this month. Is Coach going to give you some time off here?
I imagine we'll practice next week, but yeah, we'll have a little break off.
Well, congratulations on a big win, and have a Merry Christmas, and we'll probably see you down the road. We'll probably see you up in Willard.
Thank you, you too.
Our player of the game, Logan Toms, 13 points as he helped guide Lucas to a big win over South Central. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the final numbers after this. You've been watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back to our postgame show, brought to you by State Farm agent Marc Lamoreaux and Lucas with a big win in December, 41-33. And, you know, as we were talking with Logan Toms, you could just sense that they know how important this game was, and they also know that the story probably isn't over between these two teams.
Well, and we mentioned it many times today. Exactly. The history tells us that's the case. And, you know, watching these two teams play today, you know, an 8-point difference, but the game was much closer than that. With a 4-point difference and 2.5, 3 minutes to go, you knew Lucas was going to take the air out of the basketball, even more so than what they did most of the game. And thus, there were some fouls at the end. Lucas made their free throws, and the result is an 8-point difference here. But these two teams are, you know, it's anybody's basketball game come tournament time. Which team is going to progress the most from here to the end of February? South Central, I know, has a good league. There's some very good teams in their conference. Lucas has won their conference, 2-3 straight years? I don't know how much they're going to get tested. I don't know the other teams in that conference that are going to test them. It might be non-conference teams, but which team is going to progress the most between now and February is going to be fun to watch.
As we take a look at the final numbers, it really isn't surprising. Not a lot of offense. 11 field goals for Lucas, 12 for South Central. Lucas also did a nice job on the boards. A big discrepancy on the free throw line as the Cubs got there 19 times.
Well, and again, I talked about it a little bit throughout the second half. Lucas was much more apt to try to throw the ball into the post, do a little post moves, especially using their strength, where South Central was more trying to get to the paint via the dribble. And Lucas did a good job of keeping him out of the paint for the most part. Thus, when you pound the ball inside, you're apt to go to the free throw line more often.
For South Central, Isaac Blair was as advertised. He had 20 points, did not get a whole lot of help offensively, and in large part because Lucas did such an outstanding job in the half court defensively.
They did. They did a real nice job defensively of on-the-ball defense and help-side defense without fouling. Now, there was at times, I think when Coach Seidel goes back and watches the film, he'll see that at times you just didn't have ball reversal. But at other times, it was just flat-out good defense and maybe not shooting as well as they normally do. And again, I don't know what pace that South Central really wants to play, but with Lucas being as patient as they are, sometimes teams that play against that get impatient when they get the basketball at the offensive end. And again, defense takes a lot more energy out of you than playing offense.
Well, with the win, Lucas is now 5-0, and South Central drops to 6-1. The final score tonight, Lucas 41 and South Central 33. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Travis Berardi, and the fine camera work courtesy of Storm Munchley and Nick Jacobs. Most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Lucas 41 and South Central 33. You've been watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. For Greg Collins, I'm Brian Harder. So long from Lucas.